right, guys. Triple E EDC back with another live stream. Give it a couple seconds. Let's see if anyone joins in. All right. Hey, Stud Fishing, how you doing? Hey, Don Bon, what's going on? All right, we got things up and running. Hey, C. Lemansky. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Second official live stream. Hey, Penny, how you doing? All right, so we got this this No Trail Warncliffe here from Hinderer. This is the DLT exclusive. Loud and clear, great, good to hear. So this is the DLT exclusive here, and I actually got a working finish tie scale for it. So I wanted to go ahead and put that on. Hey, Bunzo, how you doing? Hey, Invictus. So I wanted to go ahead and get this working tie finish scale on. I'll give it a couple seconds because I want to be able to say hi to some people. But I'll be putting the scale on. I'm also going to be going through a couple of other things. In the meantime, what are you guys carrying tonight? Hey, Knife Beater. So I'll tell you, I've been carrying my ZT0308 with the LMF micarta scales. This thing is great. Sputter action on it. Mini grip Bunzo, always good. PM2 Don Bon, which one? Acid Goose, hey, how you doing? What are you carrying today, Acid Goose? Also got my Kershaw Bare Knuckle and 20 CV. In the hot tub, no knife, Stud Fishing. Come on, no knife. You got to have a knife with you. Bring that salt in there or something. All right, Maximate. That's great. So you got the Maximate PM2. As you know, I got my Maximate PM3, pair 3. Delicate penny ripple. Which version? You use the use the Spidey Chef as a knife. Buck 112 Auto. That's a good one. So Stud Fishing actually traded me a couple of VG10. Yeah, that's the original. Stud Fishing actually traded me a couple of original Invictus. You got a Microcheck Ultra Check? Great. He traded me a couple, or sent me a bunch of Tucsons. You guys can see. I don't know the names of all of these offhand, but he sent me a bunch of Tucsons and basically said, "Hey, pick out a couple, and you know, and we'll do a trade for Spidey Chef." So he's got a Spidey Chef coming his way a little shortly. He also did this very nice Kona wood custom scale on this. I think this is a Tinker, right? I don't have all my sacks down, the Swiss Army knives. It's got the screwdriver. Yeah, so let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about this. So this is kind of an adventure here on this this No Trail Warncliffe, because I went ahead and finding one of these isn't easy. These tie scales are always sold out. So I went ahead and found a pair of working finish or set of working finish tie scales. It's really just one scale. This is working finish on the other side, so I wanted to get something that was all working finish, pretty nice. However, when they sent this to me, the screws here, the handle screws, uh, were different sizes, or different heads, I should say. So these two ended up being Torx heads, and this is a hex head, which I think they just mixed up the hardware, either that or somebody bought the knife, returned it, and had swapped out some hardware, unfortunately. But emailed the wrench, and hopefully they'll get me a new Torx screw so everything can match. But in the meantime, I had to go out. I had a set of Torx screws or Torx set. Now I had to get a hex set so I could just take this thing apart. Hey, OC Omega, how you doing? So let's go ahead and take that apart. I'm going to go ahead and do this working scale here, working finish scale. Oh, it's Coalwood. That Hawaii Knife and Gear does. Heretic Hydra is your EDC. That's a pretty serious EDC. All right, so I'm taking out this hex head. That's a pretty serious EDC, that Heretic Hydra. Yeah, I like the Apple Watch. It's I'm not a real style guru or anything. I do have some nice stuff, but I like function over form. All right, let's go ahead and take this other stuff out. I'd rather get a Benchmade for 425 or a Benchmade 940 for 320. Which Benchmade Invictus that went off the screen before I was able to see? Oops, wrong size. Invictus, which Benchmades were you asking about? Went off the screen. All right, let's go ahead and take that out here. And this one. Now, you guys know how to open up Lemansky, very unnecessary, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so for you guys that don't know, the 87. For you guys that don't know, the super chat is open, so I definitely appreciate that. Lemansky, very, very generous. But so you're asking Invictus about uh, the titanium version of the 940, which is this one, or the Benchmade 87 for the price. So it's a little bit misleading because the Benchmade 87 you can actually get uh, on the secondary market. You can get some good prices on it. So you don't always have to spend that top dollar for it. You will probably have to spend to get the titanium Benchmade 940. This is a very, very nice 940, but if you know, it's not any more functional than any of the other Benchmade 940. So unless you're a 940 collector, I'd say go get the 87, especially if you like to flip. The 87 is just pretty nice. Let me go ahead and show you also how I open my pivot on the hinderer because I don't have an armorer's tool. So I use the old penny method. I get 2 pennies here, and look, somebody must have used the Dremel tool on this. Hint, hint. And I think it's also been sanded off on a work sharp. Anyway, there's a hole that's created here so that you can put that in the spanner bit. The reason people use copper um, copper pennies is because the copper is softer than the metal on the pivot, and the pennies fit right in there. So you go ahead and take that off. There we go. It's hard to do this under a camera. Switch hands here. See one of those pennies on eBay. Somebody put a Dremeled penny on eBay. I guess anything could sell on eBay. That's pretty true. How do I feel about balisongs? Kid me is always 1-in-1, afraid to cut yourself. So if you're afraid to cut yourself, I do recommend trainers. I know a lot of people don't like trainers or think they're, you know, a an easy way out, but I like trainers. I think they're great. That being said, I actually started learning on a live blade, and I prefer to learn on a live blade because it gives you correction. It makes you learn to respect the knife and what's coming around. So you know, if you do a live blade, blunt the tip or blunt the edge a little bit. That way, it's still sharp but not crazy sharp. And go ahead and do it that way. You can always resharpen it. You know, so. But I think getting a good balisong right off the bat uh, is pretty nice. If you plan on using it, you can learn to flip it, or at least do some basic tricks pretty easily. Big flips on is one guy who's really good. It's a YouTube channel. Big Flips is a YouTube channel that's really good about that. And he does everything in slow mo so that you can really learn the tricks. So that's pretty good. So here's as you can see, the bearings are in on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some nice pivot lube on there. You learned on a trainer, then started using a live blade. Don't drop it without wearing shoes. Yeah, Bunzo. If you drop the balisong on your feet, it will definitely hurt. When I go over carpet or I make sure I'm wearing shoes. If I'm on a bed, flipping over a bed, then I don't really have to worry as much. But here, let me go grab the paper towel for a second. Got to do some of this oil here. So this is the inside of the Hinder XM18. You can get an 87 for 425 or the 941 for 2000-2001 for 320. What would I get? Well, what I would say like this is if you're going to use the 87, get the 87. By the way, I don't know if you guys are drinking anything. I've got my own drink here. This is a little bit of Whistle Pig rye. So I don't know if you guys are drinkers, but every once in a while I open up. You bought a cheap double-edged Balisong. Ooh, yeah. I bought the Cold Steel. Well, I'll get to the question on the 940 in a second. The double-edged Balisong. I bought the Cold Steel plastic Balisong, the FGX or FXG, whatever it is, and it was double-edged, and that thing kind of hurt. To be honest, for the plastic one, that thing kind of hurt, and I was kind of surprised. But yeah, double-edged isn't the best. I'll say that much. As far as which one to buy, if you're going to use the 87, I really like the 87. I'd actually recommend getting the 87. I'm a 940 guy. I collect 940s, or somewhat. I mean, I have 3 of them. I don't have a ton of them, but I really like 940s, and I still will tell you go ahead and get that other one. Anyway, let me go ahead and get this knife pivot oil on here. Yeah, the 87 I really like a lot. Knife pivot lube. Whoops. Wait a minute. Okay. You've actually had a bench made. The Morpho is a good belly too. Yeah, the Morpho is pretty good, I have to say. Let's go ahead and get the pivot back in here. All right. All right, so on these hinders, this is a little trial and error here. You got the Super Freak today. Yeah, on these hinders, a little trial and error. I've got the Triway here, so I'm putting a tie scale on. Never done that before. My understanding is I got to put some steel in between the tie and the ball bearing, so they don't wear a track into it. I see that there isn't one here underneath here, so we'll do a little trial and error here. You can always take it apart again. I'll do that off camera if it's not correct. But you know, all right. Let's see. Put this back on. Okay. Get the stop pin in there. All right. And whoop, here we go. Hey, Cauldron, how are you? All right, so I'm getting this back on. I'm putting a working tie scale, a working finish tie scale on here. I think I'm supposed to put one of these, if I can get it out. Yeah, that's an XM18. So I've got the Triway on here. I think I'm supposed to put a steel washer on here to protect it. I don't know if that's it doesn't have the groove on in here, so we'll see how that works out. It probably won't work, but we'll see. Yeah, that's going to be too thick. All right, we'll try it without it. Did I sell that $830 Marksman? Yeah, I did. I did sell that. That was Mark Goldstein's viewer bought that one. Let's see, I'm not going to be able to finish this. For the washers, yeah. You know, it's interesting. Maybe this tie scale is really for a Gen 4. I need to get a different one. That's probably what it is. All right, well, you learn something new every day. I'll go ahead and, it's probably for a Gen 4, Gen 5. I got to get a different tie scale. So that's probably what's going on here. I'll move this out of the way, put it together later off camera. Kind of embarrassing for knife reviewer not to think of that before you buy it, but you know, that's things we all go through. And you know, when you guys are working on stuff, you'll come across those types of problems too. At least I got the right whiskey. That's right, Seelemansky. Sorry about that in the camera. Oh, I'm so disappointed because I was really looking forward to that working tie scale. Let's go ahead and get this stuff off to the side. Okay. All right. Let's talk about what we were carrying. Run the washers for the tie. Yeah, I could run the washers for the tie. You know, maybe I'll try that later, but I'll do it off camera. Anyway, I got today. I got this 0308. I got the bare knuckle 20 CV that I've been running. Really enjoying those so far, and pretty happy with them. Also, guys, it's actually still it's 11:30. If you have not entered my giveaway it's on another video, go ahead and enter it. This is what's being given away: the Artisan Proponent, the bronze. But anyway, you have until midnight tonight, so you know, midnight Central Time. All right, so let's go ahead and check out some of the stuff that I actually had come in and from stud fishing. So I had one of these two sons come in. I don't know all the names. Stud fishing, you can help me out here if you want. I'm going to look them up before I do reviews on them. Nice stubby little knife. The Lincoln 20 CV sold also, Cauldron. All the knives in that last video sold. Oh, the bare knuckle? The bare knuckle wasn't up for... This is the bare knuckle, yeah. Yeah, this is the bare knuckle, not the link. They do look similar. And if you guys remember, with the bare... So this is not assisted. The link is assisted. As far as the bare knuckle goes, the bare knuckle is... so when I first got it, the action was terrible. But it's actually improved quite a bit. I took it apart, put it back together, oiled it, and now it's pretty nice on it. Nice bearing action. The ZT, when I took it apart to put the scale on and put it back together, I mean, you can just see that thing is just drop shut. Brass, bronze, copper, what's the difference? All right, so my understanding of bronze, so this is bronze. I did have the copper one before, and there is a brass, oh, I'm sorry, I had the brass one before, and there's a copper one as well. So if you look here, so bronze, brass, and copper, my understanding is they're all part of the same metal family. All of them are part of the same metal family. They all have copper as a base. However, there's different metals mixed in for bronze and brass. Yeah, bronze is a brass copper mix, something like that. So thanks, Bonzo. So they all patina because they have copper at its base, but they will patina differently, and they have different hardnesses. Copper is the softest of those three metals. So that's pretty much a quick lesson on that. But if you haven't entered, go ahead and enter. This is a pretty nice. It's starting to patina already, kind of nice. Yeah, so Stud Fishing sent me a whole bunch of Tucsons. Let's go ahead and throw them up. You can get an idea of what's there. He sent me a whole bunch of Tucsons. He said, take a couple of them and, send me back to Spidey Chef. He also, we also had a little bit of money in there as well. And so I've got a couple of these out here. TS16. You guys may remember seeing the TS16 on my channel. It was part of a giveaway. This is the TS16. Now the TS16, on the giveaway, that was a G10 handle, and it was a contour G10 handle. This is a flat titanium handle. So it's interesting. This comes both in the D2 version with G10, D2 version with titanium, and also an M390 version with titanium. The M390 version is quite a bit more money. So the copper slip joint is really nice. Honestly, I mean, the edge on here needs some work. I don't know if you want me to sharpen it. stud fishing, but I'm happy to do that if you want me to. But the pull on this is great. This thing, it feels nice in the hand. It has a pocket clip on it, which I like, even on two-handed knives. I really like this one. This one is really nice, impressively nice. The steel on this one, I think, is a nicer steel. Yeah, M390 on this one. So that's nice. JB just reviewed this one on Big Red EDC, so kind of interesting. It has this red carbon fiber. Feel free to sharpen it. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. This one has this red carbon fiber. Not quite my taste, but a really interesting knife. Also a little small, but really interesting knife. You like the flipper tab on this one? Yeah. So Tucson's have been coming on strong lately. This one is much nicer in the hand. I wish it was a little bit longer on the handle, but the blade is a nice Warncliffe. Feels pretty good. And this one also feels decent at the forefront of the hand. The ergonomics could use a little more on the back, but it's interesting. It has these sort of black balls here, and the blade shape is really it's all belly. It's interesting with a nice choil. So those are some of the knives that he sent me. He also sent my way a, let's see if I have it. This is another Tucson, a two-handed Tucson. Damascus, not sure what type of steel's in the Damascus there. And he also sent this Tinker, Swiss Army Tinker with custom wood scales. And that was, he's going to have a Spidey Chef coming his way. So as you guys know, I'm happy to do entertain trades, or I sell knives on and off. If I don't want to sell something, I'll definitely tell you. But you're welcome to always email me with any offers or anything at triple.e.edc@gmail.com. While I'm still a small channel, I'm happy to answer every email. If I get bigger, I will still try to answer every email, but sometimes like I can imagine Nick Shabazz doesn't have time to get back to everybody. He's got over 100,000 followers. All right, so let's take a look at some. Do I have anything with a compression lock for trade? Yeah, I saw that email. I just didn't have a chance to get back to you. I don't think I have anything right now that I want to trade in a compression lock. I don't have a lot of compression lock knives left after the last sale. I will probably be selling this one, the PM2 with lightning strike carbon fiber scales in 20 CV, but not yet. I'm trying to see if I can get the new Rec River's Edge Cutlery PM2 when it comes out. If I do end up getting one of those, I'll probably sell this one. But that's a ways away. All right, bye, Josh. Thanks so much. We're going to be, yeah, you did win one of my giveaways. We'll actually probably be doing a giveaway at the end of this live stream. So if you guys want to stick around, but Josh, it's okay to go to bed. All right, let's see. Couple knives I got in recently. I think I showed this on the last live stream, but this case knife in Kieranite. This is the Barlow patriotic theme. What else did I get in recently? Oh, the Freeman 451, which you may have just seen on today's. I think I posted it today or last night. And let's see, what else did I get in new? Oh, that no choil warranty from DLT Trading that I just butchered on screen. How does the Freeman cut? So the Freeman cuts. It cuts surprisingly well. I didn't actually notice any cutting performance problems on it whatsoever. Yeah, the S45 VM on it, awesome. I can't wait to sort of continue cutting with it and see how it performs over time. But the cutting edge on it is much better than you would think. It's not necessarily multiple hollow grinds. Yet I think this is more for aesthetics than anything else. It doesn't actually. I don't think it actually adds to the knife in its performance, but I don't think it takes away from it either. I do think as the knife gets uh, sharpened over time, that it'll cut mostly the same. The stock thickness is more going to dictate how it cuts than the actual scalloping here. However, when you do, I don't think it'll. No, it's not going to become serrated. You're looking at it. All right, if it gets sharpened, it'll become serrated. No, because you're going to be sharpening it down. The scallops will get lower and lower. But Thank you for the compliment, Mullet King. The scalloping on this will get lower and lower as you sharpen it, but no, it will not. It will not become serrated, but it will get thicker and thicker behind the edge because this is a flat grind. And so as you get higher, you see the beveling doesn't really start until the top of the scalloping. So it's a short bevel, which means it's going to get thicker behind the edge. That's really one of the biggest criticisms I could have over the knife is that it's going to be thick. It's already a little thick behind the edge. The billboarding is all over this thing. It is Freeman is in your face. USA S45VN is in your face. I don't mind it actually on this knife. On most knives, I would really hate it, but this thing is so unapologetic about it, and they sort of just centered it and they went big with it, and it's fine. I mean, it's not my first choice. I'd rather have a blank slate over here, but it's quite nice overall. Um, yeah, so the USA flag, I love the USA flag on this. I love the fact that it says USA right here. And I said on my video, I like the fact that it has the flag and interfacing free sticking up out here. In addition to, it's free min on the blade, but free sticks out right next to the flag. I think that's quite nice. It's like a Spyderco mixed with a Hinderer. Yeah, so on my video, I really pointed out a lot of the similarities it has with the Hinderer. So let's take out the XM24 that I had on the video. So you see, it has a spanner bit on the lock side, or what would be the lock side if this wasn't a push button. You have this same style of jimping here, same style of jimping on the back. You have same style of standoffs, even if they're different sizes. You have both very thick stock right here. The length on these is similar, other than the big tail sticking out of the XM24. So yeah, I mean, and the weight on them, I'd say this is lighter than the XM24. The XM24 is heavier. This is a full tie scale. There is milling on these scales on the inside. There's no milling on this tie scale, so that makes sense. Don't look at the Hinderer. Yeah, so Don Bond has made it clear that if and when I ever sell this thing, this is his. It's got his name on it. So, and I'll let you know, Dom, if I ever decide to sell. Yeah, so the reason I think he likes it is this titanium scale here. It's an unmilled titanium scale from Midnight Sun Industries, and it is one of a kind as far as I know. So quite nice. You can see the pattern on it. So I'm kind of curious. What do you guys carry around? You guys carry around like big knives, small knives, medium-sized knives? What's your preference? Because I've got knives of all sizes here. Got everything from XM18s to XM24s. And even some small stuff like the Spyderco Meerkat and the Barlow that I was just talking about. Beg lighter. So I actually got a beg lighter in that batch of clones that somebody sent me. Don't worry, I didn't buy any clones. Somebody just threw them into a deal. But and unbeknownst to me, if they had told me, I would have just said no, keep the clones. But they threw it into the mailbox, and I opened it up, and it was there. But they threw in like a beg lighter that was missing some screws as well, and had been badly, badly marked up. It's actually a much nicer knife than I thought it would be, although like I said, it's been dinged up, so the action on it's not quite as nice. What lock is on the Meerkat? So it's kind of an interesting. It reminds me of the Magic 2, the ProTech Magic 2. You just push the scale down, and then that locks it. Pull it up, it separates that. That's the detent, and then you got it, and it's locked. Kind of interesting little knife. You guys want to see the vintage? So let's take a look at the vintage. This was vintage Bowie, textured walnut scale. So you can see the screw on here is a little different than these two. So the Hinderer community is awesome, by the way. And Rick's had the shop, closed for a while, but I lost one of the screws out of here, and somebody went and heated their own screw and sent it to me in order to, so that I wouldn't have a missing screw here. So I'm really appreciative. Hey, Leviathan Knife and Tool Works, nice to see you. It's okay if you don't have to speak up. Go ahead and eat your food, enjoy your dinner. Yeah, so I went ahead and got that extra screw, and you can see it's a little bit different here. And eventually, I'll ask Rick or the ranch to send me a new one. But for now, this matches nice enough. The Parkerized 001's tool steel is quite nice. I really have to say the 01 tool steel on here is two show sides. Yeah, so especially the vintage. The vintage has two show sides for sure. This green on here is one of the prettiest knife colors I've ever seen anywhere. You say it's a battle green, so I wonder if this actually is a battle green, but because I know that they did some limited runs of battle green a while ago. But so, do any of you not know? I mean, I can give a quick explanation of Hinder finishes. Do you guys know what the finishes are? Working finish makes battle. Yeah. So basically, the difference is everything is basically stonewashed or working finish. So working finish looks like this, where you have this type of finish, and stonewashed looks like this type of finish on here. This is stonewashed, and so if you get a uh, a blue or bronze anodized, if that's bronze stonewashed anodized or blue stonewashed anodized. If you get a battle blue or a battle bronze, that is anodizing of the working finish. So it'll be this color, and then they anodize this color. So that's how you get the battle bronze, battle black, all that type of stuff. And then they have DLC, which they make the entire. Now this is Parkerization, not necessarily DLC, but it's sort of a similar color. So they take the black and they DLC coat the titanium, and then they have Stonewash DLC where they take the stonewashed version, and I think they DLC it and then they stonewash it after the DLCing. So those are the different finishes that Hinderer has. They have some really nice stuff, I have to say. Hinderer is one of my favorite knife brands. Okay. Final 10 minutes, by the way, guys, to get in on this. If you haven't entered the giveaway yet, go ahead and enter the giveaway. If you haven't yet, it's on another one of my videos, maybe 2 or 3 videos back. Definitely get in on that. Also, stick around I'll do at the end of this video giveaway as well. So you might have a chance at winning 2 giveaways tonight. When is the drawing? So the drawing the entries are going to close for the Artisan Cutlery Proponent at 11:59 Central, basically in 10 minutes. And I'm going to do the drawing as soon as I get off the live chat. And I'll do the drawing and I'll post the video. You'll actually probably see the drawing get posted before the live chat video. These live chat videos take a while to post. So, Josh, you've got the Quiet Carry waypoint. What do you think of that? It's something that I've had my eye on. I'm not sure if it's for me. It might be for me, but it's definitely, because it's pricey. I have to choose between that and some of the other things out there, but definitely really interesting. And that Akuchi, yeah, I like the Akuchi a lot. So this is one of the best lightweight carry knives you can possibly have, I think. Chasing a Microtech Stitch. Yeah, I've always loved the Stitch. I haven't ever gotten one. I've always thought the Stitch was just a beautiful, beautiful knife. I do like some knives just for the aesthetics. This would be one of them. And let's see, another one I like for just aesthetics. There's two reasons I like this one, and that is the aesthetics and the drop shot action. Both of these actually have drop shot action, as you can see. What's my dream knife if I had one? You know, it's an interesting question as far as my dream knife, because it's going to change. You know, I could say once upon a time, you know, the Hinder XM18 was my dream knife, and once upon a time the Norseman was my dream knife, and once upon a time the here we go, well, let me make sure I got this right. The Snex Buster was my dream knife, the Hoback Snex Buster. So I've gone through a couple of dream knives, and I probably right now I'd say would be the Holt Spectre. Um, and yeah, I definitely want to hear what your guys' dream knives are. So put that up. But the Stud Fisher got that Super Freak for you. Hinder is a Grail. Yeah, better buy that Holt soon. You know, in order to run the channel, I can't really buy the Holt soon because the Holt is going to run me probably $1,000 or so, probably more. So, you know, it's pull the trigger, sweep the waypoint. Yeah, so I definitely may check out that waypoint, Josh. Thanks that you're helping me push there. But yeah, that Holt is going to be probably a ways off. I'm going to switch guys off a headset. My headset's dying, so I apologize if the sound quality gets lower. Can you guys still hear me? Sound check. You guys still hear me? Good? All right. You guys were also asking about the altitude. How do I like the altitude? So the altitude is great. It's definitely not a knife I carry with me every day, but you know, for generally just having something light around with you, um, and and having an easy knife to carry, very light. One thing about this is I like the EDC fixed blades that look like this. Okay, so this is the um, Phobos Tier 1 Mini. It's pretty large, actually, and I scout carry this, or not scout carry, but a scout carry's on your back. I horizontal carry on my waist, on my hip, and it's quite big, as you can see. I mean, you can see it against the, let me move some of these out of the way. So you can see it against the altitude here. It's not a small knife, right? But this would be, you know, difficult to carry in a lot of places. This thing it's light as a feather. It's lighter than the bug out. You know, so I really love it. Wonder how this would throw. I don't know that this is balanced to be a throwing knife. It's definitely way, way, way. I mean, it's balanced. Well, I should say it's balanced right here because of these things, but it is most of the metal's up front. So as it spins through the air, I guarantee it would probably not be balanced correctly for throwing, even though it's balanced pretty well for use. Whoops. Yeah, exactly. Front heavy. It actually is not front heavy for use. You can see it balances. Whoops. Balances right there. Medford Praetorian. Yeah, the Medford Praetorian is something I'd love to check out. The full size Praetorian. I had a viewer. It was very, very nice to let me check out his Praetorian Genesis, and that Genesis was pretty nice. definitely was a big chunker, and not something that's easy to carry every day, but it was pretty nice overall. Yeah, this altitude it's a pleasure. You can carry this thing, on your neck as a neck knife. You don't notice it at all. It's really not heavy. You can carry it in your pockets. This is one of the few fixed blades. That's what I was going to say before. Is when I took this thing out, is this would never work in my pocket ever. It's just massively big. The sheath is big. But this thing you put in your pocket, you can actually use the edge of your pocket to pop the knife out, and it's great. So I'm pretty happy with this. I will say, though, it has limited use. You're not going to use this as an EDC. You're just not. Stud fishing, the Freak isn't necessarily for trade, but I'm always open for offers. You can always shoot me something. Shoot me something in an email. There's things that I'm actively looking to sell or trade, and I'm not actively looking to sell it or trade it, but I always open to offers. Check out Brothers Blades. Yeah, I may check them out. Praetorian Tea. Yeah, this thing's pretty nice. Have you guys seen my, and a couple other knives that I don't really show on the channel too much. This is a Pearson Knives fixed blade. This is the Little Chief. I actually won this in a giveaway from Blade Banker. This is one of those knives that, I don't usually enter giveaways from other channels. Maybe 1 out of every 10 or so I'll enter if something really catches my eye. This one really caught my eye. I didn't think I'd win it. I actually won a different prize, but apparently the guy who won this would rather have my prize, and so he sent me this, and yeah, this is great. It's a little fixed blade here. Let's go ahead and throw it up against the altitude just to see how the size is. You can see the altitude is larger. YouTube didn't notify you again, Monster Racing? I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a setting or something that can be done for that. Scout carry all the way. That's right. So I haven't set this up for scout carry yet. I'll probably the best way for me to carry this when I'm walking around is on a backpack strap, just the way this is cut out, because I don't like. Yeah, click that bell, exactly, on the notification bell. So you can subscribe to the channel, but unless you hit the bell, you're not going to get all the notifications. Yeah, I'm not big on neck knives, so having a strap on here, or having this attached to the strap in my backpack, is going to be quite nice. I can't wait to take this out with me when I go on a hike or anything. This thing is great for horizontal carry. Yeah, Monster Racing, if you have the bell clicked, I don't know what YouTube is doing. YouTube isn't, I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do. We have a couple guys who've joined us since before. Like I said, I'm drinking the Whistle Pig straight rye. Don't know what you got. Yeah, so it hasn't been working for Monster Racing, but if you don't have that bell clicked, go ahead and hit that bell. It's definitely good to have that. But also, guys, Super Chat is open. If you guys want to hit the Super Chat, we definitely appreciate it. As you know, I do a lot of giveaways, so everything I get in the channel is going back to you guys. So, as you know, I monetize some of the videos since I hit 1,000, and also enabled the Super Chat. Just trying to get some more prizes out to you guys, actually. This is the Zulu. Thank you, Deuce Greg. Oh, very, very nice. I really appreciate it. This is the JE made Zulu with mammoth bone. Whoops, hitting the camera there. The mammoth bone on this, I mean, this is titanium. Feels excellent. I mean, this is one of the best, ergonomic slip joints I've had. I love this thing, and I'm very happy I got it. 2018. This was new to me not too long ago, but somebody else had it for a while. It's pretty much unused. The pull on this thing is probably the nicest. Or I'd say the pull on this is about a let's say a 9 out of 10. Okay, the pull on or I'll say an 8.5 out of 10. The pull on the, where's that other one that I just had? The Tucson. I'm losing it. Here it is. So the pull on the Tucson here, this would be probably an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10 as well. This thing is quite nice. Yeah, I got too many knives out. That's right. The pull on this case, I'd probably say is about a 4.5 or a 5 out of 10. Yeah, I like a knife with a really good pull. And I've got a GEC oil field jack here as well. This is also another one of my slip joints. I love this one. This is probably about a 7 out of 10 on the pull. I love the micarta on this. I had this in a leather slip. Interestingly, the leather slip kind of sucked out some of the moisture from here. I probably need to re-oil the micarta on here, but I actually kind of like it where it's dry. It brings out the texturing of it. Interestingly enough, the brown leather also sort of stained the nickel bolsters on here a little bit, which is interesting because these used to be very, very silver looking. You don't have any GEC? Yeah, I like GEC a lot. So this is it's very very hand filling. What oil do I use for the micarta? So I use mineral oil. So I've used EDCI once also. Probably not the best thing to use, but I use mineral oil most of the time for the micarta. What do you guys use to oil your micarta if you oil it? Your mitts. That's right. You can. Your hand oil will work. That is true. Actually, the hand oil is the only thing I use to oil this, and that has a nice nice look to it. This is the Benchmade bug out with the Allen Putman scales. So where I'm at right now, it's hitting midnight right now, Central Time. I'm in Houston, Texas. Putman on my Maximit. Oh, so you got the Putman scales on your Maximit PM2. That's awesome. I was looking at doing maybe tie scales for my next PM2. I got these lightning strike carbon fiber scales. Hand oil always works. Yeah. Hand oil is great. I like all the differences in micarta. I showed recently on the LMF video. You can get differences on the micarta. So you got tie on your Mannix Deuce? Yeah, I like tie scales a lot. You guys probably saw at the beginning of the video as I fumbled through trying to get a Gen 4 working finish scale on a Gen 6 tri-way pivot. I'm definitely going to try to throw washers on it instead of the bearings, see what happens. But yeah, I was a little disappointed with that. As far as for some other fixed blades, since we're talking on micarta, I've got the micarta on my Bradford Guardian. This is just oiled with hands. Love this knife. This is one of my favorite fixed blades. And I've had a couple people ask me about the sheath here. So this is actually just Velcro, that you can buy on Amazon in a roll. And then you have some Chicago screws here that go on the end. You put it through the Velcro, and this makes it easy to take on and off without having to undo your belt if you want a horizontal carry. All right, let's take some of these off. Got another fixed blade here. I never tied this off. I just did the paracord here. I need to cut it and burn the ends here. But this is the Benchmade Adamas fixed blade. Obviously hasn't been used yet. This thing is a beast. You can see the serrations are not sharpened, but they could be sharpened easily. The clip on your Winkler destroys pockets, needs a new clip. I think it said pockets. I can't really see underneath the the thing on my phone here. But if you're saying it destroys pockets, so it might not be the clip. It might be the scales. If it is a scales, just sand down underneath where the clip is, depending if you have G10 or something. Interestingly enough, this the Benchmade Adamas fixed blade is one of those fixed blades, a tactical fixed blade, I never thought I would end up with. But it's quite, for a skeletonized knife with paracord, it's really quite comfortable in the hands. That is serrations on the spine. They come unsharpened from the factory, and it is still sharp. If you could saw with it as is, but they're unsharpened. You could just take a couple of rods to this and sharpen this up, and it would definitely be sharp just like regular serrations. It's pretty sharp as is. And then this side right here is unsharpened, but you can see you can easily sharpen it. All right, let's take a look at something else. How far are we in here? 51 minutes? All right, let's clear some of this stuff off. Okay, so you guys are probably waiting around. It's late at night. Let's go ahead and do a giveaway. This is my first time doing a giveaway on here. I'm going to have an iPad out, as suggested by Zach from Zach Stuff, and I'm going to try to track who's the first person to say something. Can't guarantee I'm going to get to the right thing, but I'm going to try my best to make sure I catch the right person. Luckily, I'm not that popular, and I only have 31 people on my live stream, so hopefully this will be easier than like say when Big Red or Zach or Slicey Dicey do it. So let's see what I can do on a giveaway. So I'll give you guys a choice of 2 giveaway knives. Actually 3. We'll do a quick poll. So let's see where the other one is. Here we go. We can do the Civivi Shard, the Harns, I forget what, Pollux, Harns Pollux, or the Case Kieranite Barlow. What would you guys like to see? I got 2 for the case, 3 for the case, 3 for the 4 for the case, 3 for the shard, 5 for the case, 6 for the case. Looks like the case it is. I think most people are voting for the case. Don't worry, guys. These will be giveaway knives as well on other giveaways, so stick around, obviously. Or the winner pick. You know what? That's a good idea. Why don't we just do that? The winner will pick. That's a good idea. Thank you, Stud Fishing. The winner will pick which one they want, since everyone has a different... There actually were quite a few people who wanted the different ones. So the winner will pick. All right, let's see what I need to do here. Give me 1 second. I'm not as prepared as everyone else. I'm going to go grab a pen and paper. All right, I'm back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write I'm going to do letters just like the other guys do. 2 letters. All right, so two letters covering something we talked about today, and that's what we're going to do as the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down now. All right, I've got it. I'm going to fold that up. I'll put it underneath the shard. Okay, so we've got the answer here. And I don't really know how I'm gonna, when they push start, I don't really know how they do that, to be honest. So I'm just gonna say go, and when I say go, you guys can start guessing, all right? But it's gonna be two letters. Make sure your caps lock is on, okay? Ready, go. No, not yet. It's based on something we've seen today. Nothing yet, nothing yet. All right, I'll give you guys a clue, give you guys a hint. The first letter is W. Still haven't seen it yet, still haven't seen it yet. Oh, I've seen it. All right, stop, guys. Stop. Stop, guys. All right, I'm going to go back through. Stop. Stop, guys. I think we have a winner. We definitely have a winner. I just need to see who it was. Okay, I think I see it. All right, let's take a look at what the answer was. Guys, stop guessing. All right, the answer is WF for working finish. And I have Mullet King as the winner. Is that what you guys have? Looks like he was slightly ahead of Cauldron. All right, Mullet King, go ahead and email me at triple.e.edc@gmail.com. Tell me which one of these three knives you wanted, the Harns Pollux, the Civivi Shard, or the Case Barlow in Kieranite. And then also email me your address, and I'll get this out to you. Thank you guys all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Even though this didn't work out the way I wanted it to, hopefully I can post it online, sell it, and find another one for Gen 6. Thanks again. Outpost. Oh, man. Yeah, we're ending right now. My email again is triple.e.edc@gmail.com. Yeah, Outpost, definitely. I need you here so you can update everyone on the steals, because you know way more than me about that. Good night, everyone. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Yeah, Outpost. I definitely would love to do a live with you. I got to get up on the technology of getting two people together, but let's do it. Let's do it. I think it'd be great. You can always email me at triple.e.edc@gmail.com. Let's set it up. Thanks so much. Bye.